And this pawn here would like to get it started to be going up too, as well as some moved with the king here. So I obviously need to try to get into the back here and get pieces taken off without losing any. Queen is coming up to go there. So right now, if I take this, they take back. And I take, they can't take this. So take that. It is protected by my queen. And I'm attacking their rook now. So they might want to get something in there. And my rook is going to come over. They can't take this for free because of my other pawn, so it's formulated quite nicely. And the only open file, my rook is in demand of it, or command, I should say, and my queen is ready to jump in there and save the day. So we have to see what they're going to do, because they obviously, if they want to take my rook, then they're just gonna lose piece. So now they're going there, which doesn't attack anything more than it was where it was. So if I go here with my rook, I have them all just lined up to oh, no, it wasn't. I thought I missed. I'm looking at my pawns here and I'm thinking this is a pawn that could have just taken the queen, but get myself organized here. So now, if I put them in check, they have to take back. So now I have a lot of pressure on the back there, and they have their king in there trapped. So we have to find out what ends up happening here for their back rank. And my back rank is also, well, it isn't as dangerous because nothing is going to get in there. They have many moves before anything gets in there, and my pieces are going to get into their back rank first. So we'll first see exactly how they're attacking my queen. So if I put them in check, they have to take with their queen, and then I will be taking with my rook. And there's nothing to go back there, is there? Let's just make sure I go there. Check. They have to take with their queen. I take with my rook, and there's nothing to get in there. So we'll go check. The only thing that they can do to stop this is take my rook with their queen, and then I take their queen. Okay, they could go there as well. Okay. So if I do that, or I could go here with my queen right now, and it's protected many times. So stop for a minute, put that down on the king. If I take, they go over and take. And then I still bring my rook down, or my queen, because they have to get themselves out of check. So we'll go check. Because check is a forcing move. I can't forget that. So they can't just take my queen. And now does my rook want to come down? And no, they can go there. So if my queen comes up here and puts them in check, they could go there. And if I go check with my rook, they can move closer. And my queen can get in there. So check, they cannot take my rook. They can get closer to it. And now my queen could come here. No, you gotta protect your rook. I go here, I go check, and then they take my queen, don't they? I go here. Let's check again. So now they could move here. And then they will be in the way of their rook. So I have to see. The only move I believe is to go here unless they want to block with their rook. Which they did. But I can continue to put them in check. I could go here, put them in check, and then where do they go? They have to go, like if they go here, we could take that. Okay, so let's make it so we're not just losing our queen. Check. I know where I come right back here, then they could just go back up here, put their rook in the way. So yeah, this is not greatest. So if I put my queen here, they're both on the same file, but does that really do anything? Okay, I can't take that, obviously. I could come over here with my rook, and that would be attacking that, and then do I still have to continue to put them in check? Here now they have a move, which is terrible for me because they got out of the back rank, which is very good. This is very protected, so I don't want to move that for sure. Now, if they start moving anything over here, like I have taking that pawn, and that would be, I believe, checkmate. Unless they can get something in there. So now I would be taking them, and the queen is undefended. So go here and put him in check. And rook is not being attacked. Check. And depending on what they want to do, I might be able to get this pawn up here. I didn't want to get too much happening with these pawns because they're protecting one another, but I might have to make something. So they right now can go here. And they can go here. So they have 2 moves. And go there. So if I come over here and attack, no, that is attacking the rook, but it's not putting them in check. If I take them right there with the rook, that isn't putting them in check, but they would take you back and then they don't have to move their king. I put them in check and have them where they can't get anything moved. If I can get a pawn up here, like something has to happen with my king can't just be like that right now. So actually, if I put them in check here, then I just will be winning that rook. Check. No, they can just move it back. Okay. That was not what I thought was going to happen. Okay, that didn't work out. Something isn't going right here with my head. I'll just keep putting him in check as long as I don't keep doing the same move. Can't take that. If I could get my rook there, then my queen can go there, but that's not really everything. So let's get our rook out of here. Nothing of mine is being attacked, and then he can come down here and start causing problems. Because they have no way right now to get back in here very easily. My rook, okay. And I am minute and 58, so I gotta watch that too. See what ends up with happening. Is their turn, okay. So they're going closer to my rook, which doesn't want to be just taken. So we'll bring it back away from all of that for a moment. Can't take that. I really like this pawn structure, and my king really does too. So I can put them in check here, and that means exactly what? This is where they can't go anywhere this way. So they would have to go either here or here. And then my rook can get back there. So they're going to do that, which means I go check. Now, they can't go on this here, and if they come up here, that could cause problems, so I will have to see. I go there. Yep, they have done, of course, they're going to go up Why it seems like the best way, so I could go here and put them in check. But is this just going to be like they're going to keep going back and forth? So I'm not under attack, so we're going to make it so that my rook can move a little more. My queen goes there and puts them in check. Actually, my rook can. And if they come over this way, okay, well, let's not allow a pawn to be attacking that. If my queen comes up, okay, my rook is undefended. I put them in check, they just take that. So you don't want to just say, oh, here, have my rook. But if he stays on this file, the queen does protect him. So I am getting low in time and I can't just be, okay, the queen is protecting him there. And they would have to use their rook if they wanted or something else. The king can't go on that file, so I can start just moving my, if I move my queen here, I put him in check. Okay. He can't go there, so I have to start using my queen and my rook to cut him off. And just be careful of that rook and those pawns. So right now he can't get anywhere near my king from with his king, and if he goes on that file, so if he gets off of there, which he's gonna have to because he'll go here, I guess, and then I would be taking with my rook. It won't be a check, will it? Okay. So I have managed to lose my rook. Okay. So continue to check. King can't go anywhere that way. Check. That pawn is attacked by my queen, so if he moves anywhere, that will be the first thing I focus on, and then I can think about that rook being taken as well. Like if he goes here with his king, or even here, trying to get that pawn, I'm going to be taking that and try to get his rook. So my king is needing to get out of there. So do I let him eat that and then I take that pawn, I put him in check, and then I'm taking his rook? Check. Okay, so he will probably take that pawn, and my king is gonna start getting out, and a bunch of my pawns moved because this just it would be a lot easier. So I just noticed that that is actually another Canadian player I'm playing. So definitely They take that pawn, they lose their rook, and if there is no saving that rook because they have to get out of check. And now they're down to 54 seconds. So I'm up +7, and I actually had a little bit more time than I thought, and it actually seemed to have played out good. So unless I can put him in check, I'm taking that rook because I don't want any escape for that rook. And they have 11 seconds left now. And it's okay. So they lost on time, and it was obviously I was going to take their rook and start getting my king out and all my pawns moved to get a another queen or something because I had pawn majority. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.